What is up, guys? This is Motion back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And so we got a few things to go over before we get to our main event. So if you haven't seen my last video on the Tapion banner, it is lit. All the Elder Kais, we managed to pull, spoiler alert, we managed to pull an LR. But more I want to tell you is I managed to do some summons off of camera, right? We pulled 4 more LRs, including 3 LRs in 4 summons, right? So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna show you this real quick. This was insane. So look at this. So I managed to pull in back-to-back summons. I pulled 2 Majin Vegetas, and then there's an LR Gohan in there. So Majin Vegeta is now got 3 dupes, and Gohan now has 2. So watch out for videos on that, because that Majin Vegeta is going to be sick for Super Battle Road. But on to today's video. What I wanted to go over was I got a request, right? So I asked some of my Dokkan buddies, I got a request. I'm like, hey, what kind of videos should we do? And they, several of them said, do a video showcasing this guy right here, STR Perfect Cell. So when the World Tournament was going around, they kept asking what teams. I'm like, you have to run Extreme STR. And the reason why is because if you have LR Broly, he fits in there perfectly well. Or if you have this guy, Easy Aid, he is just as good. And this is how I got through there. But then an underrated card was this guy. If you get his 11 key off, he has an AoE. So I have him at SA10 at max level with no orbs in him, and we're gonna test him out on an event to see how good he actually is. I'm gonna pair him up with my Janemba because they share a few links. They share Shocking Speed. They share Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle together. So that ought to give us a, what was that, a 50 or it was a 50% increase when he is to attack when he's 80% health or below, as well as it's going to give us 2 key, right? But we want to make sure that he does not get any more key, because we want to get that 11 key super off to test how good his AoE actually is. So what we're going to do is, without further adu, we're going to jump into an event. We're going to see if we can find an Janemba STR friend, and then we're going to hit it. We'll even, give me just a moment, and we'll get right back to this. I'm also pull up a Janemba friend, and we'll get right into this. We're going to do the Wrath of the Dragon story event because I need to farm up some of those guys anyway. So give me just a moment. I'll be right back to you. So there we are, guys. We got everything cleared up, and we are about, I decided not to do the Wrath of the Dragon, and the reason why is because I was able to completely destroy him the very first turn. So we're going to do the cooler event, and we're going to use the Janemba, and hopefully we can get a good rotation to start off. I know I'm not able to use these. I'll change them real quick. We'll do that. We'll use, there we go. All right, so that works. And we're going to hope that we get a good rotation the first off. I would love to, boom, very first rotation, we get exactly what we wanted. We're going to get Janemba, and we're going to get Perfect Cell on the very first rotation. And then hopefully we're going to get that AoE off and see how it is. Let's see. Let's get up to him real quick. And I still need the cooler medal, so I need to Dokkan both cooler, and I need to Dokkan Omega. So I am perfectly happy doing this event too. We're going to be able to see what he does on a defense down and a attack down and an attack up, as well as a neutral. So this is like the perfect. Yeah, well, let's see. How can we get this off? just gonna. Those fell perfectly. All right, sweet. Here we go. So we're gonna get his 11K super off. He's starting out at 100,000, right? I don't think Janemba's going to kill him here, but I could be surprised. He did not. All right, look at there, 357,000 on an AOE. 163 did 454 damage on the attack up. Of course, we're going to defend this decently well. All right, now we're going to be able to see a real difference, all right? So we're going to put Broly there, and we're going to see the real difference between him and how effective Cell can be, right? So if we just hit, you know, a margin of about 300,000 per hit, right? Now keep in mind that is with no orbs in him, and this Broly has a crap ton of orbs in him, right? I think I have 1 or 2 dupes in him, so he has a lot of you know, help, right? But he did an average of about 900,000, right? So if you're looking at it, if you have a rotation on either side of the rotation during the World Tournament, you have an AoE of at least 300,000 with no orbs. You take orbs into him, this dude is going to be a beast, right? He's going to be able to tank very well, especially under 80% health. He's going to get that 25% defensive boost, plus whatever the field gives him too, like this. See? Hit just gave him an extra thing, which is not beneficial, because now he's not going to be able to get his 11-key super off, but he's going to give him a defense boost on top of the defense boost that he already has. So that's not too bad, right? So the support units can actually be a bother, but at the same time they can be a help if you're looking to tank attacks, right? So if you're going to spend some orbs into him, obviously you're not, I mean, you can do additionals, but I would do crit. Do a whole bunch of crit if you're going to do it on Cell. And the reason why is because he has that crit chance every time he hits an opponent when he does his AoE during the World Tournament, that he's going to be able to destroy. Look at that, 517,000, right? No orbs into him. So if he can do 300,000 damage and then crit and do 500,000 damage per thing, you got to imagine during the World Tournament, you're going to have LR Broly, you're going to have the EZA Broly, and you're going to have Cell, all three on a team, right? If you're using an LR Broly friend, and you're going to be able to absolutely destroy through that, because now you can take and finish opponents up that EZA Broly can't, which, you know, 9 times out of 10 he's going to finish them up. But then you have Cell there that you could take and start knocking down damage to make sure that he's going to be able to do it. You could even have him on the same rotation and then have LR Broly on the other rotation, and you are guaranteed to destroy each turn. In one turn, you're able to destroy teams just back to back to back, right? So as you see that we had, he did on average about 300,000. He could do as much as 500,000 and as little as about 160,000, right? So that was the median of about 300 to 320,000 on a neutral field, right? So look there, he does 600,000 on a neutral and 440 down with orbs, right? So my thoughts so far on Cell is, 1, is he worth the orbs? Yes. And the reason why is because he's going to get that defensive boost and he has decent stats, right? But 2, he gets that AoE at 11 key, right? So if you take and you put him at, say, I don't know, 18, 20 crit, then he's going to be able to crit each one. And so instead of doing 300,000, now that you have the orbs into him, his base attack is 500,000 and he crits for 800,000, right? 800,000 each attack. And when you go through the World Tournament, that is going to be just as much as the EZA Broly is as far as effectiveness on that team. it's going to be insane, right? I might actually put orbs into this guy, but I have a few other units that I need to do first. So he's kind of little in the back burner, but at the same time, this guy is worth orbs in my opinion if you need a good AoE character. If you have LR Broly, then he is going to be effective on the other rotation, right? Or on the same rotation of either one of the LR Brolys, because you're going to run LR Broly. There we go. Look at that. 477,000 just starting off, right? 215,000 with attack down, and he got that boost, right? He is worth the orbs, guys. I would put him in there, and I would put some orbs into him. If you have a dupe of him, go for crit. Go for crit, because that AoE is going to prove to be excruciatingly helpful when you go to do the world tournament. So you see these guys taking and getting, millions and millions and millions of points because they're able to destroy it really quick, right? It only takes 10 seconds for them to get to the battle. They get to the dude and they hit him one time and he's done, right? So this is how they do it. They'll get an LR Broly or an EXT Broly, and they'll hit him, or they'll use Cell that they have orbs into, and then it destroys the entire team in one shot, right? So that's what I would do, is I would strive to put orbs into him, keep the hit on the other rotation with LR Broly or EXT Broly, whichever you want, and keep Janemba and STR Cell on the same rotation, that at least they have that. He's going to have 9 keys sitting there, right? And it's going to be super easy for him to get his 11 key super off, right? So in my experience, do I think he is worth the orbs? Yes. Yes, I do. Should you invest orbs? Yes. If you have the orbs available to invest it in him, invest in crit, right? Where do I think he stands on the team? I think he is a very underrated unit for this. He does not hit in stupidly, insanely hard as you see the other one, but he is one of those that is in the middle meta, right? So he was not in the meta of the old meta where they're having to easy A people, but he's not also in the new meta that just does, 2 billion damage, in all reality, he doesn't do 2 million damage, but what he does is he's very specific in what he does in destroying entire teams very, very quickly, right? He is an AoE unit, and he's a very good one at that. So even for Super Battle Road, right, what you want to do is you would want to take and use both Cell's AoE attack, and you're going to be able to knock a chunk of that off, right? But then you turn around, and if you throw crits in there, they're knocking bigger chunks off, and then you have EXT Broly or LR Broly in there that is knocking even more. You're going to be able to literally destroy entire teams in SBR in one turn if you play it right, right? So as you can see, to me, he's worth it. You can make your own decisions. Take and go down in the comment section and tell me, would you invest orbs in STR Cell? Would you do it? And is he have a spot on your extreme STR team? Go down there and let me know. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. That's the way I can determine if you like videos and what more content you would want on them, as well as go down and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date to more content. Until the next video, this is Motion signing off. See you guys later.